Yeah, 2 back-to-back engine refreshes within, a few weeks. Nothing wrong with that, I guess.
Becoming a trend.
It's racing. I mean, if you go to anybody's pits and they tell you they're not breaking something or having to service anything or not dealing with anything, they're either full of shit or slow. But nonetheless, we're back, we're here, and we're making it to World Cup.
This is what we worked for all year, so the week before is crushing for the whole team.
Based on everything that we saw, what we think happened is when we leaned on the engine real hard, the fuel started to break down for the power level and what we were doing at that time. We always kind of wondered what the limit of that fuel was, and in our application, we kind of found it. So we think that the engine probably had a little bit of detonation or knock. At that power level, even a little bit of knock can hurt things really fast. It ate up the rod bearings. Those are usually one of the first things to go in a situation like that at this power level. That's kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it on the dyno. We had no reason to suspect the engine was hurt. And after the dyno session, we were happy with the results of everything, and we packed it up and went home.
I told you, yo, it hit my ear different out here.
And of course, I waited 2 weeks to do an oil change to find the glitter bomb in the oil pan.
Lucky to see that. All that little bits there, that's not supposed to be in the oil.
It was like Tuesday, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, not a great
I guess
time.
I'm going to start prepping the car for World Cup. And then,
Yeah.
that turned into that, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Saturday.
It's Saturday. What, 12 o'clock Saturday? So we got the motor put together last night. It was probably, 10:30?
Yeah, I would say.
Luckily, we were able to come through with getting this thing put together thanks to Brian over at Brian Roche Racing Engines, and Scott and John, the guys over there too, helping them out. We got a brand new crank from Callies. Luckily, they had 30 of them in stock in a 3.2 stroker, 9mm stroke, and we had one next day aired. Thanks to Callies for hooking this up. The crank is obviously not in the box, it's in the block.
Wouldn't be holding
But,
it like that.
Thank you, Callies. Again, thank you, Brian, Scott, John, all the guys over there at Brian Roche Racing Engines. We were able to get the rods all cleaned up, new crank, new bearings, got the injectors cleaned and flow tested just to kind of check on them and rule anything out with those. They actually checked out okay and cleaned up good. There was nothing wrong with them, which is a good sign. So thanks to the guys over at Positive Performance and Performance Plumbing Center, Bill, Junior and Senior, they're great guys over there. We get all of our AN fittings and hoses and plumbing components from there. They also do injector flow cleaning and testing. They hopped on board and was able to bang out cleaning and flowing 12 2600s for us in not even a day. Appreciate those guys over there. They're always down to help us out. And looks like this thing is going back together in time for World Cup. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get this thing in the car and fire it up at the end of today and start making some more progress and some more moves. We also want to shout out the guys over at the Insinger Performance and everybody helping us at Sunoco Race Fuels.
Absolutely.
We spoke with them a little bit. We're going to make some tweaks to the fuel.
And a great support.
Yeah. I mean, the guys over there are awesome. We gave them some feedback, made some suggestions, and kind of found the direction that we want to go. And we had 20-25 gallons of fuel the next day. That's kind of how it goes. When you have people on board and you're working with them to develop something and testing for them, which also benefits you as well. We can work together to help develop stuff and bring things to the market. So
That fuel that was that we were running, EPX 20, worked for the power level that we're at, even for limited street class. We were just doing some testing for next year, big hopes, big dreams, kind of.
Yeah.
And you know, we knew the risk. That's why we had swapped the rods and stuff. But we never, because the fuel had worked so well and we hadn't had any issues, that we wouldn't even. But you know, pushing a lot of power, so a lot more power.
It happens. I mean, who knows? Because if we didn't swap the rods out, you know what we just went through with the old rods, a rod could have ended up outside the block, and that would have been a whole different story.
It's
you know,
honestly
so,
probably what would have happened.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cold this year.
Oh yeah, very cold.
I'm excited though to see what that means for how many pounds of boost were.
We'll see.
How many? What was the max last year that you?
Well,
we
that
were
was
on the 76.
Oh yeah, that was on the Garrett 76. I
That's
think we
right.
saw 57, 58 pounds.
That's right. We're running the new GXR.
Yeah, so we're running the
73.
GXR 73.9, which is smaller than what we ran last year. But with the new design on the compressor wheel, it actually makes more power than their old 76, the G45 1500. More power, less weight, ultimately can mean the possibility of going faster. We'll have to see and dial the car in at the track, and at the end of the day, we still got to go down to make a pass. So we'll see what happens.
Garrett for the win.
All right, guys, so as you can see, she's back in. Duffy came yesterday, gave me a hand with getting everything put back in the car. We all came together and scrambled to get this thing put back together, to fire it up and make sure everything was good. We got it fired up last night, probably around, I don't know, what was it, 8 o'clock? Got it running, everything checks out good, first oil change was good, and everything is looking promising. We discovered a couple things along the way. The adapter for the pilot bushing on the torque converter was actually too tall. So when we bolted the flex plate to the torque converter, it was actually bowing the flex plate about 0.010 of an inch because the pilot bushing standoff was too tall and it was running into the converter, so I had to clearance that on the lathe. We also noticed when we drained the fuel completely that the hose coming off the fuel pump to our setting unit has a bunch of pinholes in it, which I've heard of before. When they manufacture that corrugated PTFE line, for whatever reason, they were having quality control issues where there were pinholes in it. So when we were using the fuel pump to empty out the tank in the trunk, I happened to shine a flashlight in there because it looked like the Niagara Falls for whatever reason on the inside, and it had a bunch of pinholes. Nothing like your fuel line turning into a cheese grater. We're gonna work on, I'm gonna get that line replaced this morning. I also have to wire up the neutral safety start, and we'll do a couple rips, dial in the fueling, make sure everything is good, and get loaded up to head to Maryland International Raceway. So looks like we're gonna make it, guys.
So just so we're clear, you only, I think because you just did it and because you've done it so many times, you put the engine together literally in 6 hours. I think you beat your own record.
Yeah, valve covers the oil pan, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Starting off with the crank on the bench.
Yeah.
And an empty block. So yeah, I mean that was pretty quick.
That's what happens when no one bothers Edgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it helps that we prepped everything the day before. So
Correct. Everything was
the
clean.
RTV was scraped off, all the pans and everything, hardware and everything was all cleaned up and ready to roll. We just needed that crank and the rods back, and I was able to, check some clearance on everything and then throw it back together.
I just want to say thanks for following us along our journey, or chaos.
You can virtually join the fun.
Yeah, I guess, because you guys can't get tickets anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But
Shit's
you can,
sold out.
I think Flow.
Yeah, Flow Racing will
Flow
be
Racing.
broadcasting it live.
I think you and your team are up for it.
So year 3, so third time's a charm, right?
Hey, I like those odds.
Luis will be watching from his honeymoon.
Yeah.
Shout out, Luis and JT getting married.
Both getting
Not
married.
together, separately.
No. Yeah, they get married together. Yeah.
No, Luis and Ashley, congratulations. They're literally both getting married on the same day. So, and it's of course during World Cup.
Yep.
And
JT
and JT and Devin. Yeah. We'll be thinking of you. We miss you.
Deuces.
Bye.